Hello, I'm Dan Glass. I am the author of Queer Footprints, a guide to uncovering London's fierce history, and I'm here with the amazing Mike Jackson from Lesbian and Gay Support the Minors, who's one of the key guides to the King's Cross chapter, which starts here at King's Cross Station. And I'll tell you what, the magic is not only happening at platform 9 3/4. Get yourself a copy of the book and find out this incredible area and how it's changed the course of history for LGBTQIA+ freedom. Let's go off to Housmans Bookshop, eh?
Yep, come on.
Come on, Mike, let's go mincing.
So here we are at Housmans, eh? God, that's seen some history of Housmans. 1945 it was opened up. And it's been a home for countless organisations, as well as Lesbian and Gay Switchboard, as it was called then.
And I love that. Campaign opposing police surveillance.
Yep.
Peace, environmental and animal rights campaigns. Meeting here was spied on by undercover police officers from the Special Demonstration Squad established 1968 and other units. Yep. And before that, obviously, the Gay Liberation Front as well.
Yep, yep.
So this place is one of the most epic stops in the King's Cross route.
Yep.
In terms of the genealogy of activism, how movements give birth to movements, which give birth to movements who are continually changing the world, and they're still here.
Should we?
Yeah. Oh, look.
Yep.
One of yours. After you, comrade.
Merci.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mike, where was the LGBT switchboard officers?
Upstairs.
Come on. So, Mike, how long has it been since you were last in it?
I don't know, 40 years perhaps. Whoa. You know, I finished being a volunteer and that was it, you know, never came back again. I can't wait to go in here.
Wow.
Wow. It's amazing.
Wow, Mike.
It's changed quite a lot, obviously, but the room's essentially the same. Oh. So there used to be a board all the way along that wall, and there were 4 telephones on it. All files above it of LGBT resources throughout the world. The thing about London Gay Switchboard, as it was called then, it was the only 24/7 service in the world. Not even New York could do that. Every switchboard volunteer, as well as answering the phones, had to do an admin job because it was all voluntary run. And I was map person. Oh. So there was a map of the UK on this wall, yeah, and I used to stick coloured pins in denoting a gay bar here and a sexual health clinic there or a resource centre there, whatever. And of course this is where I first met Mark Ashton. And I just kind of thought, my God, who is this? Amazing.
What was he wearing?
No, I can't remember. But he would have had a skinheady haircut, because that's what we all had in those days. Lots and lots of charisma and witty, quite fun. And I was accepted to be a volunteer. And obviously, we then discovered we both shared a similar politics, not just around LGBT issues, of course, but also we were both socialists. We became very good friends as a result of that, and then the rest of course, is history, because just slightly over a year later, we formed Lesbians, Gay Switchboard Minors. Yeah.
You changed so much of the world by your incredible work at Switchboard in such a small space, in this space. If these walls could talk, geez.
Oh, absolutely. It is a tiny space, isn't it? Compared to today, all the resources you would probably have. And I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of stories that Switchboard volunteers would give you from people all over the world, as I said. You know.
So here at Central Station, which was formerly the Prince Albert, Mike and friends had a lot of fun here. So Mike, tell us some of the highlights that happened here.
Well, I think one of the funniest moments, Dan, was we used to come in regularly to do Ease on a Friday night, and the routine, we'd take the pills up on this level where the main bar is, and then when somebody was starting to come up, we'd rush downstairs and dance the night away. And this particular evening, Mark had decided, he was Scottish heritage, so he decided to wear a kilt. And so there we were, we'd had our substances, we were drinking away. And then Mark himself said, "Oh, I think I'm starting to..." And he didn't get any further than that. There was this enormous crash, and it sounded a bit like a dustbin lid falling onto the floor and rolling. What it was, he decided to wear a steel cock ring that particular night. And of course, the effect of the ecstasy, it meant all his tackle shrank.
Oh.
So his cock ring had fallen off and it's rolling on the wooden floor, and the entire pub just howled with laughter, including Mark. So be forewarned there.
So Mike, tell us about this naughty place that we're in now.
Well, this is what used to be the Bell, now the big chill house. It's structurally the same, but it's very different. It's a lot smarter than it used to be back in the day. And this was an alternative gay bar. It was the first real alternative that there was, alternative to the mainstream gay bars. And that was reflected in the things like it had far more lesbians, there were more women here than in most gay bars, which tend to be dominated by men. And it was a kind of young, lefty, unemployed, studenty venue, and that was reflected in the music. And it was also a favourite home for LGSM. LGSM people were actually coming here after shifts at Gay Switchboard with the collection buckets, and it was so popular that sometimes it was ridiculous. In this little corridor, which was the main entrance, you'd have 6 or 8 people with buckets. Do you know what I mean? And we clearly, yes, we were supporting the miners and fundraising for them, but there was a lot of cruising going on as well.
Exactly, I'm sure you had fun.
Yeah.
So many of your stories, obviously, that I'm so honoured to have captured in the book. But there was one about you being a door whore, and then when some trouble happened one night.
Oh, yeah. I was leaving this place, and I'd just hooked up with a guy. Literally just a few metres outside, walking home with this lad. This guy just came past, and the lad had left me to go and unchain his bicycle. And this stranger just came up and said, "Are you fucking queer?" And I went, "Yeah." He just bashed me. Over I went. All happened in a split second. The lad across the road is screaming. I've got a bloody nose, so the lad brings me back in here. And then 2 things happened. The owners were called, who were 2 gay men. They told me it was my own fault because I shouldn't have said that, yes, I was gay. Well, that made me more angry than being bashed, because I just thought, hey, you're meant to be my brothers. Do you know what I mean? What do you mean? And I do remember saying to them, "Excuse me, this is a gay venue, isn't it?" Yeah. So that was the reaction of the 2 men, gay male owners. The lesbians, on the other hand, about 5 of them, all on the door, just said, "Which way did he go?" And I went, "That way," and they went whoosh, chasing after him. Didn't find him because he'd run off, yeah. And thankfully that was the only time I've ever been gay bashed.
Where are we at, Mike? I mean, I've walked past this place tons of times, never been in.
Okay, really?
What is this place?
This is Gay's Bookshop, and this is where LGSM collected every Saturday. And there's always 4 or 5 of us, and it was a lot of solidarity, not just from the people who shopped at the bookshop, who were important, but the passers-by. The police during the miners' strike used to harass collectors in London by saying that we were begging, and they used the Vagrancy Act of something like 1874 or something like that. And so this young policeman was walking towards us, and I thought, oh no, here we go. And he came up and duly said, "Do you realise that you're begging?" And I said, "Ha ha, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are. You've got a collection bucket there." I said, "Yes, but I'm not on the public highway, because actually where we're standing here, Dan, actually isn't the pavement. We're standing on the pavement lights of the bookshop."
Ah.
So I'm not
Good.
actually on the public highway, I'm on private property. So copper just says, yes, but you're collecting off members of the public who are on the public highway. I said, okay, well in that case, if we construct an imaginary perpendicular line where the pavement lights end and the pavement begins, and I have my hand on this side, then basically job's a good one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He smiled and he walked off.
Good, good. Don't obey, don't submit.
Yeah. LGBT 1, please.
Nil, exactly. And long may that continue.